Hi, Shirley from ShiFio Patterns here, and I would just like to show you this really smart swatch design. It's very easy to do, just knit and purl stitches again. Slight little difference to it, but apart from that, really easy. It's a 10 stitch repeat plus 5 plus your 2 edge stitches, and it's 18 rows. Now that might seem a lot, but a lot of the rows are repeat rows, so once you get into it, it's very easy to just crack on with it. That's the front and that's the back. Back's not too bad either, actually. Quite like the back, but that being the front. Right, let's get started. I've completed, made, I must stop saying this, done. I have on here 2 lots of 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 plus 2, 4, 5 plus the 2 edge stitches, and I've made the first row. It's not included in the pattern. It's just basically a base row. It's just a knit row. So that's row 1, a knit row. If you were doing, I suppose, a ribbing, you wouldn't need to do this. So row 2 is again a knit row. I usually knit into the back of the first stitch, and then we're just doing a knit row. Okay, at the end, and then you slip your last stitch to get that nice even thread up there. So, and row 3 is a purl row. Knit into the back of the first stitch and purl to the last stitch. Oops. Just about at the end, last stitch, and we slip. Okay, so now we're going to start the pattern. Okay, so the first row is like a base row to get yourselves going. So the edge stitch is knit 1 through the back loop, and then it's purl 5. We're going to do it in sections of 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's your first 5 stitches, and then your next section is purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1. That's your 10. So that's your edge stitch. And then you purled 5, 2, 4, 5, and then the next bit was purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1. Okay, do that again. Purl 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then your next 5 is purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1. Okay, so that's the purl, and that's the knit and purl, and then that's how it goes along: the purl, the knit and purl, purl and knit and purl, and then the last 5 stitches, so that it evens it out, is purl 5. Whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4, whoops, 5, and slip your last stitch. Okay, so that's row 4. So you had your base row as a knit row, and then you had another knit row, and then a purl row, and then you had your first pattern row. So this is the second pattern row, and this is your edge stitch, and it's knit through the back. Okay, and then it's purl 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, purl 5. Right, so this next stitch is, you don't actually knit the stitch, you knit into the stitch below. See that? In there, into the stitch below. That's what we're going to be doing on the middle sections. So it's knit 1 below, purl 1, knit 1 below, just drop them off the needle, purl 1, knit 1 below. Okay, so that's your purl 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, knit 1 below, purl 1, knit 1 below, purl 1, knit 1 below. So we'll do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, knit 1 below, purl 1, knit 1 below, purl 1, knit 1 below. That's your 2 lots of 10, and then at the end is your purl 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and slip 1 as your last stitch. That was the back end. So that's the repeat. The repeat is going to be that row and the next row. This next row is knit into the back of your first stitch, purl 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it's purl 1, knit into the bottom, the row below, knit 1 below, purl 1, knit into the row below, purl 1. Okay, so that's your repeat. That's your edge stitch, purl 5, 2, 4, 5, purl 1, knit 1 below, purl 1, knit 1 below, purl 1. So we'll do that again. Purl 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the next 5 is purl 1, knit 1 below, purl 1, knit 1 below, purl 1. Okay, that's your 2 lots of 10, and then you do that to your last 5 stitches and you purl 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now that row and the row before is what you repeat 2 more times. You can see it taking shape already there. I'll show it to you again once I've done 2 more rows, and then once I've done the 4 rows, and that'll be the 6 rows altogether. So it is there we go. Now that is those 2 rows repeated once more. So I'm going to repeat them 1 more time and then come back to you. Okay, so that's that 2 rows repeated 2 more times. I will put links below so that you can go back and just click and watch them over. So the next row is row, would you believe, row 11, and it is knit into the back of your first stitch, and it is purl 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, purl 5, and then it's knit one below, purl one, knit one below, purl one, knit one below. That's your 10. That's your edge stitch. Purl 5, knit one below, purl one, knit one below, purl one, knit one below. Repeat that to your last 5 stitches. So that's purl 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, knit one below, purl one. Oops, get this finger straight. Okay, knit one below, purl one, knit one below, and you've got 6 left, which is 5 and your last your edge stitch. So it's purl 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, slip your edge stitch. Okay, so row 12. So that's your first sections done. Looking quite nice. So your next row is a knit row. Okay, so that's knit into the back of your first stitch and then knit to your last stitch, where you will just slip it with your yarn at the front. Nearly at the end of this row. Last stitch, yarn at the front and slip it. That makes that nice even edge at the end. So your next row, which is row 13, knit into the back of the first stitch and purl to the end, to the last stitch I should say, to your last stitch. Oops, get around there. Right to the last stitch and you slip it. Okay, now what we're going to do now is we are going to change it over to the knit one belows there and the purl rows there. Okay, so it's going to be, okay, so this is row 14 and we are swapping that over, the sections over. So your base row is going to be knit into the back of your first stitch, and then it's going to be just purl one, knit one, purl one, knit one, purl one, and then it's purl 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so edge stitch, purl one, knit one, purl one, knit one, purl one, and then purl 5. Okay, purl one, knit one, oops, purl one, knit one, purl one, and then purl 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, whoop, wrapping it everywhere, 4, 5. Okay, so the last 6 stitches, that's your edge stitch, and then it's purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, slip your last stitch. Okay, so and then this is row 15 and it's knit into the back of your first stitch, and then it's knit one below, okay, whoops, purl one, yeah, I think get it in there, purl one, knit one below, purl one, knit one below, then purl 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's your repeat. So that's your edge stitch, knit 1 below, purl 1, knit 1 below, purl 1, knit 1 below, purl 5. And we're going to repeat that again. Knit 1 below, purl 1, knit 1 below, purl 1, knit 1 below, purl 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to your last 6 stitches, and it's going to be knit 1 below, purl 1, knit 1 below, purl 1, knit 1 below, slip your last stitch. Okay, so that's row 15, which is the first one that you're going to be repeating like we did earlier on. This is row 16, so it's knit into the back of your first stitch. Okay, and then it's purl 1, knit 1 below, purl 1, knit 1 below, purl 1, and then it's purl 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Edge stitch, purl 1, knit 1 below, purl 1, knit 1 below, purl 1, purl 5. So it's purl 1, knit 1 below, purl 1, knit 1 below, purl 1, purl 5. 1, oops, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the last 6 stitches, edge stitch, and you're going to purl 1, knit 1 below, purl 1, knit 1 below, purl 1, slip your last stitch. Right, those are the two rows. That's the back. That's the 2 rows that you're going to repeat. Now I'm going to repeat them once more and show you, and then I'll repeat them a second time and show you. Okay. Okay, that's that 2 rows repeated once more. There we go. That's the repeat of that 2 rows twice more. Now the next row and the last row is knit into the back of your first stitch, and then it's knit 1 below, oops, purl 1, knit 1 below, purl 1, knit 1 below, purl 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's your repeat. Edge stitch, knit 1 below, purl 1, knit 1 below, purl 1, knit 1 below, purl 5. Okay, so it's knit 1 below, purl 1, knit 1 below, purl 1, knit 1 below, purl 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's to your last 6 stitches. And your last 6 stitches are knit 1 below, purl 1, knit 1 below, purl 1, knit 1 below, yarn at the front and slip 1, and that is the whole pattern. I love it, but then, as I keep saying, I love them all. That's it done in a bigger scale. I mean, it's really stands out, doesn't it? Really stands out. Hope you've enjoyed this video. I've enjoyed making it. I'm actually really enjoying making all these videos. Wish I'd started sooner, but hey ho, we're on to it now. So if you like it, subscribe, share, and happy knitting, and see you in the next video.